Katrina, I ain't have nowhere to live. Called my brother Smoke, he told me I could play the crib. He said he had a FEMA trailer and the place was his. And he had a plug on them pills, we could make it big. So I moved in it, kept a tool in it. Money started coming with the do with it. New Year came like a Yankee in a blue fitted. Spot how my man Smoke getting too loose with it. New faces coming in and out the trap. Whole time this the place we land, all our heads at. City told me, Chef, you need to move, that's a fair trap. Come to the crib and shake back before they raid that. That's advice that you know I had to take. Packed all my bags, left the dope, but I kept the safe. Gave my life to the most high and got amazing grace. Week later, feds kicked the door, but I missed the case. Amazing grace.
I've got to bless you. With my
whole 3 open cases sitting in that cell. Replace the C with an H, I was sitting in hell. I went them up with no commissary, it crushed me. It made me feel like my family didn't love me. That's when I knew that street shit wasn't for me. It opened up my eyes, started searching for him above me. Had me ducking bullets when niggas was trying to slug me. I knew I had to change, cause shit was starting to get ugly. Opened up the Bible, started reading certain scripts. Couldn't understand before, now it's all making sense. Friends starting to look at me strange, I had to change the clip. All they wanna do is flash pose, but they ain't taking pics. Plus Philly all Muslim, so it's major hate. I hit the street, started to teach, trying to change their fate. Plus in that book of life, I'm trying to make some space. If I don't make it, all praise for his amazing grace. Amazing grace.
I've got to bless you. With my whole
'All right, brothers and sisters, shalom, shalom, shalom. What's going on? What is going on? Welcome to another Lions of Israel class on Sunday. Giving all praise, honor, glory to the Most High God for allowing us to be here for another week. All right, we're going to keep this vibe that we have going on for the last month or so. And we're going to continue to talk to our people and have some of the difficult conversations that our people are not having for whatever reason. And these are conversations that we need to have. I want to shout out everybody that's watching us on our YouTube pages, which is Maccabees TV and Lions of Israel. Guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also, brothers and sisters on Clubhouse, guys, make sure you guys come over to YouTube so you guys can see the presentation, because the sister is going to be showing a lot of information that could be very pertinent to you yourself, or it could be pertinent to somebody that you love, a loved one. All right. You guys really don't hear this information being disseminated in our communities like that. I'm talking about as far as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Nobody teaches us these things really. So when this information comes forth, it's very, very important. All right. So without further ado, Sister Malika, you can come off mute. And Lord Joe.
Shalom, shalom. Hopefully everyone can hear me.
You sound good.
Shalom, everyone. I also want to, before I begin, I want to thank everyone that's been tuning in every week. You know, you could be anywhere else on a Sunday afternoon, but here you are. So I just, I want to thank you guys for that. Before I begin, listen, if you have a social media, just click the link and share this link on your social media. You have somebody, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, somebody might be going through what we're about to discuss today, and they might need this information. Okay, so just click the link and share, and just hit the like button. Just interact with the with the live. Just hit the like button. Let us know you're interested in what we're doing by hitting the like button. Just click it. So we can, the algorithm, you know how YouTube is. All right, there you go. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, Sister Tahara. Shalom, Brother Gladstone. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I believe that's Sister Wanda Wana. Shalom. Welcome, welcome. All right. Going to share my screen and begin. Give me a second, guy. I'm just sharing my screen. All right. So, today's class is what your medical professionals aren't telling you, what they don't tell you at the doctor's office. Okay. So, we're going to touch on first the brothers. We're going to talk to the brothers first. Okay, and have a conversation with the brothers first, and then we're going to have a conversation with the sisters. All right. This is going to be a sensitive topic for the brothers. So I'm going to try my best to be as discreet as I possibly can. Okay. But I want you guys to understand that this conversation about the anatomy, and it's hopefully it's going to help you understand what's going on with your body. Okay, brothers, even if you're feeling healthy, if you have a father, an uncle, an older brother, a cousin, some male in your life that you care about, share this video with them. All right. Okay.
Real quick, if I could, before she gets started, I just want to say something to any brothers that's hearing this, whether you're listening to this live or in the future. We as men, we have to come out of this sensitive spirit where we're uncomfortable having conversations that we probably need to have. We're uncomfortable receiving information that we probably need to receive because you're looking at the person that's giving you the information and it makes you uncomfortable. It's understandable for you to be uncomfortable as a man if a woman is saying something to you. And it's also understandable as a woman if a man is saying something to you to be uncomfortable. But let's be real. I'm talking to the brothers for a second. 95% of the time, I don't want to exaggerate and say 100. 95% of the time, when you go to your doctor, right? Let's say you're going to your urologist. You go to the doctor. The person at the front desk in the doctor's office is a woman, and she's doing intake. So you're already telling her sensitive information anyway. Then when they come and they call you into the doctor's office, before the doctor comes in, usually the nurse or the nurse practitioner comes in. That is usually 95% of the time a female. She's going to take your blood pressure. She's going to check your heart rate. She's going to check your breathing, right? And then she's going to ask you, what is it that brings you in today? If you're in there for your prostate, you got to tell her. You can't be shy. You got to tell her, this is why I'm here, my prostate. If you're having ED, erectile dysfunction as a man, you got to tell that nurse's practitioner or that nurse why you're there before the doctor comes in. Are we being real or not? So really, we have to drop this whole idea of being ashamed. If something is wrong and some information is coming out that can help you, it's understandable why you might be a little uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, whether you're talking to us on here or you're going to your doctor, you're going to be talking to a woman at some point, telling her what's wrong with you. Let's keep it real. And if you want to live and get better and be well, you're going to say what needs to be said so you can get better. It is what it is. There's no reason to be sensitive. We all family here, Israelites. So I'll leave it right there. You got it.
All right. Khan. Yeah. So if you guys are looking at the screen, brothers, we are about to discuss one of the biggest issues that is affecting our brothers in this country alone. We're talking about your prostate, brothers. We're going to get into it today. Okay. I did a video on the prostate a few years ago. As my husband always say, repetition, right? Repetition. Okay. There's always somebody new watching. There's always somebody who wasn't paying attention the last time. There's always somebody maybe who was bored, right? So we're going to go over it again. Okay. We're going to talk about it again. All right. And we're going to continue to beat you over the head. One of the reasons why I'm so concerned with the brothers is because in private, I get the phone calls from men in the world. They may not be in the truth, but I get the phone calls from them, and this is what they're dealing with. All right. So I feel compelled to come to my community and talk to you guys about it. All right. So today we're going to talk about it again. Okay. So according to the National Institute of Health, blackdoctor.org, and other institutions, our brothers are twice as likely to die from prostate cancer than all other race. Okay. There are different groups that have done this studies, and they all come up with the same conclusion. All right. So these are not my own words here. Right. And there's a reason for this. So why are our brothers twice as likely to die from prostate cancer than all other race? There are several reasons. The average Black male is not going to the doctor to check his prostate. That's number one. Therefore, you don't know what's going on with your prostate because you're not checking it. Secondly, a lot of brothers do not have access to medical insurance. And even when you do, you don't use it to check your prostate because a lot of brothers really don't like doctors just poking and prodding around down there. It's embarrassing. I get it. Right? Okay. A lot of our brothers don't know what their prostate is. That's another problem. And I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this. I've talked to men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s where I've asked them, when was the last time you had your prostate checked? And they don't even know what it is. They ask me, what is that? Seriously. There's a 71-year-old male. I met the brother in Brooklyn. Brother, when was the last time you checked your prostate? Brother asked me, what is that? I said, your prostate, brother. You've been to the doctor to check it. The brother did not know what his prostate is. No idea. You'd be surprised. The average brother is not maintaining a healthy lifestyle. That's another problem. The average brother is not doing anything to prevent prostate disease. And the other problem is the history of racial discrimination and institutional racism. And these are not my own words, by the way. This is according to the National Library of Medicine. These are their words. They document these things. They said that there's a racial discrimination against Black men as it relates to Black male health and wellness. Okay. You have less access to prostate cancer treatment, and you experience longer delays between diagnosis and treatment, which means that by the time you were told that you have prostate problem, you have to wait a longer time to get treatment, because the other races of people are they're getting treated before you. Also, brothers are not involved in clinical research. That's another problem. Everybody else is involved in clinical research except for you. All right. What is the prostate? For those of you who don't know what your prostate is and you're embarrassed because there's a girl telling you what it is, it's okay, brothers. It's all right. We'll make it through this. The prostate is a small gland. It's an organ that is it's located in a man's reproductive system. It's right below the bladder. I'm showing a little image here. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's in your reproductive system because it helps you to reproduce. It's a part of your reproductive system. Even if you're no longer reproducing, even if you decide, hey, I don't want any more children, all right? You still need your prostate, brothers. You want it if you're going to have a wife, because you need it to satisfy your wife, okay? Your wife need it, is all I'm saying, all right? So you still need it. What are the main functions of a man's prostate? Your prostate is a crucial part of your male reproductive system. It plays an essential role in both procreation and urinary function. The primary function of your prostate are to produce a fluid called the seminal fluid that nourishes and protects your sperm, contributing to male fertility, and to help regulate urine flow, and it also helps you to ejaculate, okay? All right. And I'm going to let Esau tell you a little bit about the prostate here.
Greetings to you, lovely people. This is Dr. Nick Ravon, endocrinology metabolism. I just saw a patient just before this, and the question was, Dr. Nick Ravon, thanks for everything you've done, but can you tell me what the prostate was? And I was like, oh my God, that is just a basic question. I should have educated the patient.
Now, y'all see, I'm not lying. He just saw a patient, and the patient didn't even know what the prostate was.
This is why we're making this video. The prostate is a male organ. This male organ is responsible for creating seminal fluids. These seminal fluids are responsible for carrying what? Can you guys guess? Yes, sperm. Where is sperm made? Can you guys guess? In the testes. So the seminiferous tubules, those guys make sperm for us. The sperm that is produced in the testes travels through the appropriate channels into the prostatic region, in which prostate joins this fluid with the seminal fluid during ejaculation. So whenever you ejaculate, the sperm releases the sperm into the prostatic canal, and the sperm gets combined with prostatic seminal fluids. These fluids are then ejaculated out of the urethra into the vagina.
All right. Okay. And you guys get the picture. Okay, let's move on.
Greetings.
Okay. All right. What are some reasons that would make a man's prostate become enlarged? Because that's one of the biggest problems facing men, an enlarged prostate. Okay. And when your prostate become enlarged, This is when you start running to the bathroom every 15 minutes. Can't hold your urine, right? Okay. Reason that leads to prostate issues. Untreated STDs. Your brothers sometimes walking around with STDs untreated. A lack of sexual activities. The prostate gland needs to be stimulated. Too much sexual activities, there needs to be a balance. See, when there's a lack of or there's too much, there's a problem. There needs to be a balance, right? Improper use of the toilet, which we'll discuss in a minute. Inadequate or lack of proper nutrition. Bacteria building up in the colon and the prostate. And the other one is not cleansing the colon. One of the biggest cause of a swollen prostate is problems in the lower part of your intestines, your colon. Bacteria from the bowel can translocate to and infect the prostate. Bet you guys didn't know that. This can cause cancer cells to form in the prostate and develop into cancer. When you have issues like constipation or inflammatory bowel disease, bacteria from the colon can pass through the bowel walls and spread to nearby tissues.
Wait, we had to stop right there. Just for 1 second, we're going to stop right there. I don't want you to pass that. Because at the end of the day, we're talking to our people, so we have to patiently walk our people and slow walk them. I can't tell you how many stories, and she could tell you more, of brothers and sisters that don't understand you are supposed to go to the bathroom and pass your bowels every single day. If 1 day, 2 days, 3 days go by that you have not done the number 2, you're constipated, something is wrong, and that can lead to a lot of other problems. It's a shame that we have to tell adults these things, but we understand that in this country, our people are not educated about this stuff, so this is why we take the time to do this. Right? Y'all not going to get this from pretty much anywhere else. You should know there's certain warning systems in your body should let you know something is wrong. You should be doing the number 2 every day. If you've gone 2 days, 3 days, goddamn a week without going to the bathroom, this is when all these other things that she's talking about can take place. And a lot of brothers and sisters within the sound of my voice, you know you don't go to the bathroom every day. Well, this is your wake-up call right now. That you need to do something to make sure you go to the bathroom every day. Flushes, cleanses, whatever it is. And when you start seeing your bowels slow down, which sometimes it does when you get older, then you know it's time for a flush or a cleanse because your bowels not moving the way they're supposed to. You got it, Sid.
And not only that, you know, a lot of people are going every day. I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of people are going every day, right? And they're not going properly. And they think that just because they're going every day, that they're not constipated, right? If you're going every day and the flow of your number 2 is not normal, there's little pebbles coming out, it's a lot of diarrhea, it's just small little thin pieces coming out. The size of your stool should be the same size of your intestines, your colon.
Okay, stop sharing 1 second. Stop sharing for 1 second.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Just stop sharing. They need to see what you're saying because somebody don't know what you're talking about. Somebody doesn't know what you're talking about, so you stop sharing for 1 second. we're gonna take our time. We're gonna show you what we're talking about. So I'm gonna share my screen now, just for a second, and then you can actually speak to assist, but I'm just gonna show it on the screen because they need to see this, right? So this is what she's talking about. Can you see it, Sister Malika?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. 1 second. There it is. Speak on it.
I can't really see. I can see it, but it's so small. But as I was saying, your bowel movement shouldn't be in small little pieces, little pebbles. You shouldn't be forcing when you go into the bathroom. As soon as you sit, it should be just flowing out in a normal way. You shouldn't have to be sitting there forcing yourself, twisting and turning. If it's every time you go, sometimes it's a whole, diarrhea. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. You're having a you're having digestive issues. Mm-hmm.
So you guys can see. You guys see on the screen.
If you can click on that one and bring it up.
Yes. Right there. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it. It's just for. I don't know if you're able to click on it and click the link and bring it up.
It can't get any bigger.
Yeah, but we could. I could see it. I could see it.
All right, go ahead.
I'm trying to see if I could bring it up myself because yours is.
So you share it. You share it. That's right. Because maybe you'll see it better if you share it.
Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Let me see if I can find the same thing you're looking at there.
Yep, I'll stop sharing it right now. While she's looking for it, you guys on Clubhouse, you guys should be over here on YouTube checking out the presentation. It's very, very important stuff that's coming out. And everybody knows somebody that could use this information. Sister Malika, just type in what your stool consistency tells you. It'll come up with the pictures.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Tells you about your health. What your stool tells you about your health. Something like that. It'll come up.
All right. Let me share my screen again.
Because some of you brothers and sisters, this is your first time hearing this, which is cool. I had a first time hearing this too. Right? There it is. They can see it.
They can see it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you guys can see here, I wish I could bring this up a little bit more. Let me see if I can do that. Okay. So as I was talking about the little pebbles, right? You see the first one there, number 1, those are the little pebbles I'm talking about. That's not normal. That's not normal. That's not normal at all. Here's a second one. You have the little lumpy, just very lumpy.
That's the one where they be grunting. They be grunting to pass it out. That's not normal.
Yep.
Nobody's telling you you're constipated. That's not normal. Like, for real. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. And the third one, with cracks on the surface, it's a little. Your feces should be a bit firm, but it shouldn't be so difficult to come out, right? And then you have number 4 here, where it's like a little snake sausage type of situation here, like a banana, it's soft, and then you have, again, this little soft blob down here. And as we get to the bottom here, you see where it's like just pretty much just diarrhea type of thing, None of these are normal. None of these are normal at all.
So
like I said,
you want to be somewhere between 4 and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, you don't want to be anywhere between 4 and 6. No. Your stool should be firm, but it shouldn't be so hard where it's cracked up, where it's a whole bunch of it feels like a rock. So it should kind of look like 3 a little. It should kind of look like 3. Okay.
You look at what it says there, number 3, it says near perfect poop. Anyway, go ahead. You can go back to your PowerPoint. That's what it says.
Yeah.
And we're laughing about it, but people don't notice. Like literally watch you can go stop sharing while you going back to your PowerPoint. I'm just going to talk. What people don't understand is we speak about the Most High, but we don't understand the Most High made us as his creation perfect. And what that means is that the body gives you certain warning signs that we were never taught to recognize. Literally, when you go to the bathroom, your stool, your poop tells you if something's wrong with you or if you're regular. Your urine also tells you the same story. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yes. So when you're having issues like constipation or inflammatory bowel disease, you're going to have bacteria in your colon. 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to happen. And that bacteria from the colon can pass through the bowel wall and spread, like I said, into the tissues, right? And bacteria traveling from the rectum to the prostate through the lymphatic system or by direct extension, right? So it's just one thing that we don't really discuss is the lymphatic system, because a lot of people don't even know what the lymphatic system is. Maybe I'll get into that one day, right? But that's a very serious system there that we need to pay attention to. The close proximity of the rectum and prostate means that chronic bowel disease can cause irritation or inflammation of the prostate. And that's what you call prostatitis, right? That's what when the prostate become enlarged from inflammation because it's been infected by bacteria, right? And that's the beginning of, brothers, that is the beginning of prostate cancer. Once that prostate become infected by bacteria, and you begin to have a swollen prostate to where the prostate is enlarged, and you start going to the bathroom regularly. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of brothers just sit around with it and don't tell anyone. They don't go to the doctor. They don't talk to anybody. And that stuff just get worse and worse and worse until they can't take it anymore. They go to the ER, and now they've been diagnosed with prostate cancer. I've talked to so many of our brothers, older brothers, younger brothers. That's what they do. And I feel so bad because you sitting there suffering in silence when you could just ask for help. Okay. So this is how the average person generally sit on the toilet, right? This right here. This is because, the modern day toilet is the worst thing for us. Let me just say that, especially for a man and his prostate. Unfortunately for this brother in the picture, the way he's sitting on the toilet is probably contributing to the discomfort he's feeling, okay? Our knees are supposed to be extended when we sit on the toilet. When we sit on the toilet like this position impedes defecation. In other words, it makes it more difficult for your body to successfully get rid of your number 2, right? Now, so this is an image again of your lower extremity, your male reproductive organs here. I want you to take a look at how close the rectum, this is the rectum here, how close the rectum is to your prostate. Your rectum and prostate are in close proximity, brothers, okay? This is why when you go to the doctor and they do an examination of your prostate, a lot of times they go up through your rectum because these 2 organs are in close, very close proximity, okay? All right. That's why issues from the rectum affects your prostate. Here is an image of a normal prostate versus an enlarged prostate. So to the left of you, that is a normal prostate. That's the prostate right there at the bottom, and at the top, that is your bladder. Okay. And to the right, as you can see, a swollen prostate, or what they call an enlarged prostate, where it's squeezing up against the bladder. Okay. And that's when that happened, is when you start running to the bathroom to urinate, because that prostate is swollen and it's squeezing into the bladder and you can't hold your pee.
So, Sister Malika, what you're saying is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, to the brothers, if you're getting up 4, 5, 6 times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, that might be, we're not saying it is, it might be your body giving you a warning sign that something is going on with your prostate. Because see, what we're trying to get our people to understand is that you have to learn to recognize the warning signs before. We usually get the phone calls after the diagnosis, after the doctor already told you something is wrong, because you sat on it. You didn't recognize what was going on. Your body that the Most High God gave you in perfection was warning you, but you didn't recognize it. So you ignored it. And then when the doctor gives you the diagnosis, now you're coming and asking, what can you do? She's teaching you also to recognize the warning signs. If you're getting up and going to the bathroom 4 and 5 times in the middle of the night, you might have something wrong with you. Get it checked out. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. Okay. So I'm going to have a little conversation about your the function of your prostate. Okay. So your prostate creates a fluid, brothers, called the prostatic fluid. Okay. I'm trying to explain to you how your prostate functions. That fluid travels down to this long organ right here. That's called the vas deferens. Okay. That's what that's called. And it goes all the way down to your testicles down there. That's your testes right there. Okay. Now, your testes takes that fluid and uses it to help create your sperm. Okay. That's how your sperm is created. All right. Your testes are also the organs that produces your testosterone. Okay. The reason I'm demonstrating this to you guys is to let you know that every single organs in your body, the Most High God created them for a purpose. They are there for a reason. So when you go to the operating room and you allow these doctors to remove your prostate and to remove your testicles or to remove whatever, you're telling the Most High that he made a mistake. Every single one of these organs has their purpose, no matter how small they are. For those of you, a lot of our people like to remove their gallbladder and all these things. Our sisters like to remove their uterus. Your prostate helps your body to produce sperm. So you need your prostate. So what happens if you don't take care of your prostate? That's the question. That's the question. What happened when a man's prostate goes bad? All right, let's see what happens when your prostate goes bad. We never think these things can happen to us, right? That's what we always say. I can't believe it happened to me. Okay. You start to get frequent urination. When you urinate, you get weak urine stream. The flow is not consistent. or you have difficulties urinating. You feel like you want to urinate, but it's nothing coming out, just a couple of drops here and there, right? Or you're no longer able to urinate. This usually happens when there's a cancer diagnosis, by the way. Or you see blood in your urine, blood in your semen, pelvic pain. As these problems persist, the more health issues you're going to experience, because these issues will spread, brothers. They will start to spread to the urinary tract. You may get a urinary tract infection. It'll spread to the kidneys and the bladder. You start having kidney and bladder problems. You start having problems with sexual intercourse, like erectile dysfunction. And if you get a cancer diagnosis, your urologist will suggest one of the following: radiation, chemotherapy, or surgery to remove your prostate. And you all know how they love the black men, right? It's usually the latter. They like to tell you to remove it because they don't want you to have a sexual function, be going after their women. So let's castrate him, right? All right, let me not go there. Okay.
Well, wait. If I could real quick, even though she's going over this and she's talking to the men, I want you sisters, especially you sisters that are wives, to know that this is your responsibility too. Because you may have a husband that's not on top of his health. This is your responsibility too, if you love your husband. Because if your husband is laying in bed with you at night and he gets up 5 times to go to the bathroom, you need to ask him about that. See, some of you sisters want to argue about stuff that don't matter. Some of y'all are argumentative and combative and want to argue about stuff that doesn't matter. You want to argue, like you really love to argue with your husband and it gets you excited. Argue about this. Brother, why did you get up 5 times last night to go to the bathroom? Why? Is something wrong with you? Go get yourself checked out. Argue about that. Because at the end of the day, at least that argument will help him. Go ahead, sis.
Or share this video with him and explain to him what's happening. There you go. So let me talk to you about what happened to the average brother who's been diagnosed with prostate cancer, right? By the time a brother find out that he has something going on with his prostate, he doesn't know what to do. He's scared. He's confused. He's lost because no one ever told him about his prostate. Or he just he never cared to listen to people like myself. He wasn't paying attention, right? Had too much pride, maybe. I don't know, right? So now that he's scared out of his mind, everything that the white man tell him to do, he's going to do it because he's scared. The white man say, we're going to remove your prostate. The brother will do one of 3 things. He'll either remove the prostate, he'll go through chemotherapy, or he'll go home and suffer in silence and let the cancer take over his body and he dies. Somebody told me that this happened in their family last year. The man was given a prostate diagnosis. He never told anyone, not even his children, not his son, his grown son. The man was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And he went home. And every day for the last year, he suffers in silence. Never went back to the doctor, never went for treatment, did absolutely nothing. And he almost died at home. They rushed him to the hospital and he never made it out of the hospital alive. This is a story I was told a few days ago.
Ridiculous.
A few days ago.
It's ridiculous. Shame on that brother for that. Sorry he passed, but shame on him for that. And shame on anybody else that would do that. That's ridiculous.
I cannot even tell you how many brothers I've talked to that has prostate cancer. And I asked them the question, well, brother, did you experience any symptoms a year ago, 2 years ago, before you were diagnosed? Were you going to the bathroom? Were you frequent urinate? Like, I'm asking them the symptom, like, talk to me. Yes. Did you go to the doctor? No. Did you talk to anyone? No. So for a whole year or two, you suffer with frequent urination and all this stuff. You went through the motion all by yourself and didn't ask for help until you were diagnosed with cancer. It's sad. Brothers, what is going on? I don't get it. All right, let's continue. I think it's embarrassment. I don't know. I don't know.
It is. And what I will say to the men, this is me saying this, it's a shame on us, because if you understand what it is to be a woman, you would understand that a woman going to a gynecologist is way more invasive and way more embarrassing than us as men going to a doctor. So for us to be ashamed of what we have to deal with when we go to a doctor to do a prostate exam or anything else, it's what we're dealing with is way less than a woman. If you understood what she's going to get into it in a few minutes, what it is for a woman to go to a gynecologist, do you know how invasive that thing is? Do you know what a pap smear is? It's way worse. The men have no excuse. No excuse. It's to our shame. Shame on us for that. Honestly. Go ahead.
Now, you do have some brothers who will go looking for a herbalist. And I will say shout out to the brothers who are not afraid to go seek out somebody dealing with the natural. I've had quite a lot of brothers that have come to me and they were not afraid to say, sister, I'm dealing with some issues with my prostate. I'm so proud of those brothers, man. Much respect to those brothers. And like I tell the brothers that are listening, if you are ashamed, if you're going through something and you're ashamed and you need some help and it's something that I can help you with, we always give our numbers out on these live stream. When you call my phone, you don't even have to tell me your name. I don't have to know who you are. I don't care who you are, where you're calling from, what camp you belong to, what country you were born in, blah, blah, blah. That's none of my business. If you call my phone, Shalom, sis, I need your help. That's it. I don't want to know your name. I don't care to know your name. That's not important. Just let me know what I can help you with. And that's all there needs to be. That's it.
And you have been helping. I'm saying this, is me saying this. You have been helping people for years. And there is nobody that you have confided, that has confided in you about what their issue is, that anybody in this Israelite community could ever say, hey, we found out this person's going through this, right? You have been completely confidential with everybody that has come to you in confidence and told you to deal with something, men and women. And the ones that come to me too, it's the same thing. We have never told anybody in this community what y'all are going through. We may know, we don't talk about it. There's absolutely no reason why you are suffering in silence. Absolutely no reason. And I'm going to say this, there's not a lot of camps, there's not a lot of Israelites that can help you out with this stuff either. And that's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, we don't do that over here. Whatever you tell me on the phone stays right there. It's like you go to the doctor's office, there's a confidentiality, you have people in doctor's office now that are sharing patients' situation and on social media now.
Y'all sisters aware of that? For the sisters in here, I told my wife about it yesterday because she didn't know. You had a clinic over there in California. I think it's San Diego, California. We know we got some Israelite family in California. You had a clinic that was for women in California, that the sisters that were going to the clinic that were having exams as women, You know that little thin piece of paper that's on the chair when you sit on the chair, the examination chair, whatever. After you leave, these white women, because there was no black women in the image, it was white women and white men. They would take pictures of the examination chair afterwards and post it to social media and laugh and say that was vaginal discharges from black women. That's what they were doing. That's what they were doing,
Wow.
right? Come to find out, it wasn't vaginal discharges from black women at all. It was the lubricant that was used when the women went in for examinations, but it didn't matter. They went online and they mocked the women. So we understand that these are sensitive topics. We understand that. And what we are saying is that for the many, many, many people that have come to us, to me and to her, and have told us what you guys are going through, we've never said nothing. So what we're saying in this community, especially when it comes to us, there is no reason to suffer in silence. That's why I get mad. Me personally, I get mad when I hear that brothers and sisters are going through things and you didn't tell us. I get mad about that. I'm like, why? We've never violated nobody's confidence. Like, why? Why are you suffering in silence? Why don't you say something? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. What happened if a brother loses his prostate? Listen, brothers, I'm not trying to scare y'all. I'm trying to present some reality here, okay? I'm not trying to scare y'all, but this is reality. This is what happened if a brother were to lose his prostate, okay? This is what happened usually when a man loses their prostate. After the removal of a man's prostate, the man will no longer be able to produce semen. Again, before I go any further, brothers, I warned you guys that this is a very sensitive topic, okay? All right, but we're all adults here. Your body will no longer be able to produce semen. Your testes will still make sperm, but your body will simply reabsorb the sperm, okay? In other words, brothers, you are no longer able to ejaculate, okay? That won't be possible at all. You'll have what they call dry orgasm, okay? And that's assuming you're still able to perform. The removal of a man's prostate will cause erectile dysfunction. So that's what will happen to you if you allow your prostate to get so far gone to where it has come to the point where they have to remove it. All right? Don't let that happen, brothers. Please, for the love of God, okay? Your prostate is a big part of your manhood, man. Okay. Your prostate stores a lot of zinc, brothers, all right? But when you have I hope you guys are listening. When you have a lot of sexual partners, or when you are ejaculating a lot, your body loses a lot of zinc and you're not replacing it. A lot of you brothers are not replacing the zinc. If you're not replacing the zinc that you're losing because you've had a lot of sexual partners, or you're, doing a lot of ejaculation, and if you're not replacing that zinc by taking either some type of zinc supplement or consuming plant foods that are rich in zinc, you will start to have dysfunction in the prostate. I just want to throw that out there. I want to, in case any brothers that are watching are firefighters, last year I had the pleasure of speaking to an all-black fire department. I met with quite a few of the brothers. It was an all-black fire department, and I had the pleasure of speaking to quite a few of them. And they wanted me to come and do a demonstration on this topic, the prostate. And they're the one who enlightened me on the issue they're facing regarding prostate cancer in the fire department. So why are firefighters being diagnosed with prostate cancer at a higher rate than the general population? So in case any of you watching are firefighters, I wanted to throw this in there for you guys, okay? So contaminated uniform. Many firefighters only have one set of uniform. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. And they don't usually wash these uniform right after a fire. They may respond to another fire in the same uniform. Putting on the same contaminated uniform increases the risk of exposure to harmful chemicals. During a fire, uniform absorbed carcinogenic chemicals and other toxin. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. The neck, the groin, the underarm are areas that are sensitive to these chemicals and toxins during a fire. If the uniform is not properly washed or isn't washed at all, the toxic residues on the uniform can be absorbed through the skin, introducing carcinogens directly into the body, including through the groin area. So that's why our brothers in the fire departments are dealing with the higher rates of prostate issues. This is something I found out months ago from the fire department. So I just wanted to mention this in case any of our brothers that are watching are in the fire department. All right. How can our brothers attempt to prevent or fix issues dealing with the prostate? You can start by making small changes. Start by doing a detox. If let me stop sharing. Let me stop this hang on. Before I go any further. Oh yeah, we're gonna beat you over the head with these detox. I'm on the website Grassroot Botanicals. There we go. Right? That's the website. I'm gonna beat you guys over the head with these detox. If you come down here, we have this. This is one of our most famous detox, a 7-day mucus, digestive, and immune cleanse. Get to the website. It's $43. Go to the website, buy it. You'll do a detox. There you go. That's it right there. Let me click on it. There it is. That's your cleanse. You're having issues? Come to this website, Grassroot Botanicals, and do this cleanse right here. That'll help you with your prostate, help to clean out some of that waste you have going on in your gut. All right? Okay. All right. You get back.
Real quick, while you're going back, if you go to the website and you purchase that detox, please don't just purchase the detox, but also read. There are instructions on the website that are attached to it as well as to what you should do while you're on a detox, because you cannot continue doing what you're doing, eating what you're eating, living how you're living. You can't do that. If you get on a detox, there are instructions. There's going to have to be some discipline that's going to have to enter in as well. We don't want anybody to think that you could take some cleanses, some flushes, some detox, and still live how you live and eat what you're eating. No, absolutely not. So we want you to go to Grassroot Botanicals and get these detoxes when you're ready to make the changes in your life for real. And that's going to mean making other changes outside of just buying the detox as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, every single detox on that website comes with a PDF instruction. So the PDF will be sent to the person who purchased the detox. It'll be sent directly to their email. They're able to click on it, download it, and print it out on their printer and stick it up on their refrigerator, and the whole entire family can do it right along with them. Okay, so it comes with full instruction. Yeah. All right. Get a, what was the question again? Let's go back to the question. How can our brothers attempt to prevent or fix issues dealing with the prostate? That was the question, right? Okay. Get a footstool. Get a footstool. Should I show you guys? Well, there we go. There's a footstool. I hope you guys are able to see it on your screen. That's a footstool. You can buy it off of Amazon. You can run to Walmart and pick one up. It's just a regular footstool. When you go to do a number 2, this is how you, I'm talking about a number 2 on the modern day toilet. Okay. This is how you should be sitting on the modern day toilet. All right. Because naturally you're supposed to be squatting when you do a number 2. But the modern day toilets are not designed for us to go to the bathroom the proper way. Well, because they're designed by the Europeans. You understand, right? Okay. When you are in this position, it makes it easier to have bowel movement, better bowel movement. It's easier for your number 2 to exit without you having to strain yourself. This position helps with constipation because this is how the Most High designed our bodies to function naturally. We're supposed to be squatting. I mean, shoot, the animals know this. Look at the animals when they go to the bathroom. Okay. You can start by laying off some of that garbage you eat every day, brothers. And stop with all this gluttony. That's how you can prevent the problem with your prostate. You can start by eating stuff like this here. This is a better option than that burger with the cheese and the bread and nasty, slimy stuff. Plant foods. I've had people ask me what are plant food. When I say, Sister Malika, when you say plant foods, what do you mean? Well, let me explain in case somebody is scratching their head. What is she talking about when she say plant? Plant foods are foods that grows naturally on plants. Whether it is a vine, right? It doesn't matter. It's a plant. It could be underneath the ground like a potato or a yam. It could be on a vine like a cucumbers or whatever, right? Or it could climb the tree like a coconut or a mango or an apple, right? But it's all plant foods. It's all plant food. These are natural plant food that grows in the soil, all right? That's plant food. There's nothing wrong, brothers, with buying these type of foods when you go to the supermarket. Learn how to cook them. Have some patience. Watch your YouTube videos or get a wife who can cook. I can't help you there, okay? But you brothers need to eat more of these things. At least 85% of your diet should be plant foods if you're going to maintain health, proper health. Drink water instead of sodas. That's easy. And all that sweet, sugary, fake juice from the corner store, your fake orange juice, your fake this and your fake iced tea and your fake all them nasty juice. Just get some water before you leave the house. Put some water in a thermos, one of those things that keep the water cool, and put some ice in it and squeeze some lime in it or something, or make yourself some lemonade. Literally, lemonade takes 2 minutes to make. Cut the lime, squeeze it in the thing, put some like water, and that's it. I mean, just put a little honey in there. That's it. Come on now. Okay. Excessive alcohol consumption. Oh Lord, they're not gonna like me for this one. Excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol irritates the bladder and the urinary tract. It also interferes with the bladder's normal function, increasing the urgency to urinate, especially when your prostate is enlarged. Heavy alcohol consumption increases the risk of developing more aggressive forms of prostate cancer. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at nature when you disrupt it with bad habits. Confront your demons. Take your problems to the Most High in prayers and fasting. Lay up off the alcohol. That's all I have to say about that one. Take it to the Most High. See a doctor. Get a checkup. Every doctor is not Esau. There are lots of doctors that are black. There are a lot of black doctors out there. Okay? Go see a doctor, brothers. All right. Brothers, there needs to be balance with this right here. Hope you guys are looking at the photo. Running around with Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia is putting a strain on your prostate. When a man reaches the age of 30, his body no longer produces sperm every day. You're not functioning as a teenager anymore, brothers. Remember, your prostate helps your body to produce sperm. A whole bunch of ejaculation put a strain on your prostate. But as I mentioned earlier, no ejaculation at all also cause problems in the prostate. So this is why I always stress balance. We all need to exercise balance in everything that we do. How about cleansing your gut? As I mentioned earlier, at least every 3 to 4 months. Don't let somebody tell you. I shouldn't have to come on here and tell you every single time to do a cleanse. This should be a part of your lifestyle at this point. It should be a part of your routine. Every 3 to 4 months, as a man, you should say to yourself, hey, it's time for a cleanse. It's been 3 months now. It's been 4 months. Okay, it's time for another cleanse. My husband does that. My husband knows when he needs a cleanse. I don't have to remind him. Every couple of months, honey, I need a cleanse. Brothers, there's nothing wrong with a man cleansing his system. This is one way of keeping your physical temple clean and free of sickness. Cleansing the gut, the colon, prevent waste and bacteria from building up in the colon and infecting the prostate and causing issues with your bladder. Taking an anti-parasitic herb to eliminate bacteria from the colon and prevent infection and inflammation from forming in the colon. You should take a parasite herbal formula after cleansing. This helps with the bacteria that's been built up in your colon. Let me go back. Hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing again. Let me stop sharing again. Let's go back. We're going back to the website Grassroot Botanicals again. So we're talking about taking a parasite. When you have, let me tell you guys something. Bacterias are small microscopic parasites, in case you're wondering. Okay, that's what they are. They're tiny little small micros. You need a microscope to see them. That's why they're called microscopic bacteria. You need a parasite cleanse. Where is it? Here it is. At least take the parasite formula, lay up off the sugar and the processed stuff while you're taking this right here, and it will help to eliminate those bacteria that's sitting in your colon. There we go. It's right there on the website Grassroot Botanicals. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. Okay. Take herbal medicine for the prostate. There are herbs, brothers. There are herbs like white sage, saw palmetto, calenzonia, nettle, corn silk, and so on and so forth. These herbs helps to prevent prostate enlargement. Prevention is better than a cure. These herbs helps to prevent prostate enlargement. They promote circulation and improve blood flow in the prostate. They help to shrink the prostate if the prostate become enlarged. They help to strengthen the veins and promote proper urination. That's what the Most High is just, man, listen, I keep telling people, when the Most High, y'all don't understand, when the Most High created us, he knew what we needed. He put things in the soil for us to use because he knew we were going to need these things. And he gave some people the knowledge to understand what these things are and how to use them.
If I could, you're not telling anybody to only start using this stuff after the doctor tells you something is wrong. What she's saying, and she can elaborate, is this stuff should be a part of your lifestyle anyway. The herbs that she's talking about that you need to take, you should be taking it whether you have ED or not, whether you have a prostate problem or not. She just told you prevention is better than cure. This stuff should be in your diet no matter what.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I take herbs every single day. I don't take the same herbs every day. I'm taking something every day for different parts of my body. Sometimes I take something from my lymphatic system. I'll take something from my liver one day. I'll take something from my kidneys the next. I'll take something for my reproductive health. I'll take something for the brain. I'll take something for circulation. I'm always taking something. And Priest Daniela does the same thing.
Me and her just had a conversation today. She had to tell me to fall back. I take the blood pressure formula that she has. I don't have blood pressure problems, but I take it anyway. She said, okay, you're taking it too much. You don't have a blood pressure problem. I know. I ain't trying to have one. I went to her today and said, hey, I know you got the circulation thing. I don't have problems with my circulation. I don't have ED or anything else. I don't have that. But I said to her, it's been a long time since I took that. Hey, I need some of that. It is what it is. That's how you have to live. What she's teaching you is prevention is better than cure. You don't have to have the problem to take these herbs. I don't want to have the problem, nor does she. We're trying to teach our community these issues that we're talking about. If you don't have it, you don't want to have it, right? So at the very least, if your diet is not what it should be, if you're not exercising, you're not living a healthy lifestyle, at the very least, take the herbs just to prevent it, even if it hasn't manifested yet. It doesn't matter. That's how we live. That's how you should live as well. That's what we're trying to teach you, whether y'all can receive it or not. You got it. Go ahead, sis.
Maintenance is what I call it. Maintenance. And this right here, let me bring it up. This right here. Let me see if I can bring it up a little closer. This is the prostate and urinary herbal formula here. All the herbs I just mentioned earlier and more is in here. Brothers, if your prostate is enlarged, this is what you need. If your prostate is not enlarged and you ain't trying to get there, this is something you could take to maintain a healthy prostate. Maintain it. Meaning, yes.
Let's just say it again, because in case somebody just got in here, how do I know my prostate is enlarged? Brother or wife, if the brother is not listening, if he's getting up to go to the bathroom 5 times at night, his prostate is probably enlarged. He probably needs this product. So, yeah, there are signs the Most High gave our wonderful creation, which is our body, to tell us something is wrong. What we're here to do every Sunday is to teach y'all what those warning signs are, because nobody else is going to teach y'all this. Go ahead.
Yes. I mean, if you just, I mean, and it's sad because a lot of people have things going on with their body and they don't even notice, because the dysfunction has become so normal that they don't even recognize the dysfunction. You know what I mean? It's just sad. But I have a lot of brothers who buy, who does things for their prostate, not necessarily because they have prostate issue, but just to try to maintain so they don't come down with these type of foolishness. Because you reach a certain age in life, your prostate becomes larger and stuff like that. And then if you're eating all type of junk and you're drinking a whole bunch of alcohol and you're drinking a whole bunch of sweet sugary drink and sodas, or some of you guys call it pops, right? Or just your diet is, your diet is messed up. It is, right? Do something to maintain, just the same way you maintain your car, the same way you maintain your life. You got to go to work. You got to do this. You're maintain your health as well. And if you have a wife, I mean, shoot, I would think you want to, maintain the relationship, by helping your, to keep yourself healthy for the wife. You know what I mean? Because when your prostate is messed up, that's a big problem into the bedroom, brothers. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to show you this formula here. This is the formula here that if you're having issues with the prostate being swollen and stuff like that, even if you are dealing with prostate cancer, this is a very good formula as well. And brothers, if you're dealing with prostate cancer, you should be taking a parasite formula or do a parasite cleanse. It's all on this website here. You just have to take a few minutes, click on the website, just scroll down and you'll see everything I'm talking about. The parasite formula, the prostate formula, it's all here. Because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people are walking around with bacteria in the colon, and it's affecting the prostate. And if you have bacteria in the colon, you need to get a parasite cleanse. That's it.
Sister Malaga, real quick, because we're down to about 45 minutes. I know you have another slide.
Okay.
I know you have another slide for the sisters. What I want you guys to understand, what she's saying is 100% right. Even this week, I'm gonna give y'all a testimony. Even this week, right? I had somebody say to me, "I look like I'm in my 30s." Meanwhile, I'm in my 50s, and that doesn't come from me just sitting aside and saying, "You know, that's work. That's her giving me all these herbs, plus me getting up and going to the gym every day at 5 in the morning, right? Plus the herbs that she gives me, and she gives me a hard time. The stuff she's telling y'all about y'all, she does to me personally. She's hard on me and make sure I do what I'm supposed to do as a man. Like, hey, take this herb, get this, whatever. As a man, do this, that, and the third, whatever, and I do it. I have things I already know, but I have a wife that she don't argue with me about stupid things. She argues with me about my health. I'm gonna say it again. Some of y'all wives argue with y'all about stupid, dumb things that have nothing to do with nothing. My wife argues with me about, you need to take this. I don't want to hear it. Take that. Take this herb. Do this. Do that. That's the difference. That's why people are looking at me and thinking I'm in my 30s and I'm in my 50s. Somebody said that to me this week. I'm trying to tell y'all. So, take the example that we're giving y'all. We're not doing these classes and everything for nothing. I'll leave that right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And zinc, brothers. I know I touched on zinc earlier, but what I want to say is zinc is the most prominent mineral in a man's prostate. I know you guys probably heard me say this a million times, okay? The prostate stores a significant amount of zinc because zinc is needed for healthy sperm, for keeping the prostate healthy, and for preventing cancer from forming in the prostate, okay? Yes, and I believe if you go back to the website we just showed, the Grassroot Botanicals, we do have liquid zinc on there, all right? But remember also, when you're taking minerals, this is a mineral. This is a natural mineral. When you're taking a mineral like this, exercise caution because you don't want to take too much zinc. You don't want to overdose on zinc. There is such a thing as zinc poisoning, okay? So you don't want to take too much. You should be taking zinc at least 2 to 4 times a week. You don't want to take it every single day, all right? Especially if you not really deficient, all right? It's a couple of times a week. Just a couple of times a week. All right. But when you're taking your zinc, stay away from the tablet. Make sure you're taking either a capsule or liquid, okay? Capsule or liquid, no tablets. All right. All right. Women's health. Women's health. Brothers, stick around. Stick around, brothers. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Hang on. We're going to touch on women's health for a little bit. Not going to stay too long, but we're going to touch on it. We're going to talk about menopause for the sisters. Menopause. What is menopause? Menopause is a natural biological stage in a woman's life. And it will happen to every single one of us at some point. Every single one of us. Female, that is. However, the symptoms that each woman experiences depend on where in the world she is and the type of lifestyle she's living. Brothers, I want you to stay for this conversation because if you have a wife or if you have wives, you need to understand what's going on with her or your wives, okay, when they reach this stage in life, okay? It would behoove you to stick around, brothers, all right? Some women experience symptoms such as night sweat, hot flashes, irregular menstrual cycle, vaginal dryness and discomfort, sleep problems, mood changes like anxiety, depression, irritability, weight gain, thinning of the hair start to fall out. However, There are women who do not experience any of these symptoms. I don't think my mom did. I asked my mom and she don't know what I'm talking about. A couple of years ago, I asked my mother, she went through menopause and she's like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Here is why some women experience menopause symptoms and some don't. Some women, sisters, pay attention. Some women take time out of their busy schedule to do this on a daily basis. What is this? Exercise. At least 30 to 45 minutes of cardio per day you should be doing. And they do this not because they want to, but because it is necessary. It is very, very necessary, sisters. It is. Okay? Okay. You think when I get up in the morning to go to the gym, I want to? Man, listen. Especially when it's cold outside, I had to be dragging myself, kicking and screaming. Okay? But it is a necessity. It's necessary. Your diet influence your menopausal symptoms.
You lost them right there. You lost them right there.
That's why I took a pause.
Keep going.
That's why I pause. Start by doing a detox, ladies. By the way, and this is for the ladies and the gentlemen. Brothers and sisters, you should do a cleanse every 90 days. That's 3 months. A cleanse should be done at the beginning of each season. There are 4 seasons in a year, okay? My husband and I do one every season, all right? 4 seasons in a year. That's 4 times a year. You should do a cleanse, keeping the gut clean and the colon clean and stopping bacteria from building up. There you go. Okay. Some women consistently maintain this type of diet. What is this type of diet? Look at what she's doing there. Look at the picture here. They make this their lifestyle. Make sure fresh foods from plants are at least 85% of your diet. Plant foods cannot only be 15% of your diet, sisters, okay? 15, 20%, and the other 80% is junk. You need more phytoestrogen in your body. And we're going to get into that in a minute. Ladies, here's a list of food that you need to embrace if you're going through menopause. You need to consume things like legumes. What is legumes? Stuff like lentils and split peas and chickpeas and beans and peas and whatever, all of that stuff, right? Those are all things that come from plants. Put them in a soup. Make a nice bowl of soup with it. Healthy fats like avocados and avocado oils, coconut oil. Sea moss contains calcium and vitamin D and lots of other minerals. You need natural minerals in your body. Lots of fruits and vegetables needs to be consumed on a daily basis. Nuts and seeds like sunflower seeds, Brazil nuts, etc., etc., etc. Apples, pomegranates, grapes, berries, cherries, citrus, so on and so forth. These things need to be consumed on a daily. Herbal teas and herbal formulas. that supports the hormonal system, like wild yam, motherwort, black cohosh, vitex, clover, vervain, and so on and so forth, right? I'll show you guys in a second. Hang on. If you're a meat eater, you eat meat, stick with lean protein and do not fry your meat. I'm talking to sisters who are going through menopause. Bake, roast, or stew your meat. Lay up off the fried meat, the fried chicken and the fried fish and the fries, and stay away from spicy foods with hot peppers and herbs such as ginger if you're experiencing hot flashes. These types of herbs and foods heats up the body and make you sweat even more because you're having hot flashes, okay? Okay.
I see someone.
Yes.
I want to tell you, sister, something. Mostly we're talking to our Israelite family, so maybe many of y'all don't know this information. There's been studies done on this, right? So one of the highest percentages of divorce where women file for divorce is during the time when the woman is going through menopause, when she's going through this range of emotions that she's going through because of menopause, right? And she maybe doesn't even mean a lot of what she does, but that period where she's going through menopause, she's just going through these range of emotions, and that's a lot of times where women file for divorce. It's a fact. It's true. There's studies on this. What Sister Malika is teaching you sisters is that you're going through a range of emotions that you probably don't have to go through. You're still going to go through emotions, of course. It is what it is, but you don't have to go through the range of emotions that you may go through if you learn how to regulate your hormones through what you're eating, what you're ingesting. This is what we're teaching you. This is high knowledge that most people don't have. They don't have it. Women are taught in this society that you are a slave to your emotions. You're going to go through this range of emotions. When you reach a certain age, you go through menopause because that's how it is. That's wrong, which is what she's teaching you. So I'm hoping that you sisters, especially that are listening, are really taking heed to what she's saying. Like, you can change what you go through when you go through menopause for those sisters that are older, depending on how you're living, what you're eating, so forth and so on. This is high knowledge that the majority, the overwhelming majority of our people don't have access to. So I hope y'all are appreciating what she's bringing y'all. Go ahead, sis.
But before I move on, right? I'm gonna say something. I'm not gonna call any names, okay? But you do have some big names in the conscious community that I'm not gonna name, right? I ran into a sister from the conscious community. I move around these circles, and ran into the sister, and she has a lot of facial hair, which I'm gonna do a. I don't know if maybe my next class will be about fibroids and ovarian cysts and PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. But the sister had a lot of facial hair on her face, right? And she goes to these classes and these functions that are held by a very well-known person in the community who deals with health. And when I mentioned to the sister that she's dealing with polycystic ovarian syndrome, she didn't even know what that is. That's the first time she's hearing the name. She's like, what is that? What do you mean? She didn't know what PCOS means. She didn't know what polycystic ovarian syndrome is. And this is somebody who spent time around these so-called famous, well-known healers. And
let's talk about the video that you and I have watched before, which when you do your next class, we're going to put it in there, where we have people with Dr. Oz and others on their show, where a Black woman was suffering from PCOS. and they gave her a makeover. They gave her new clothes, new shoes, all that shit, but they never addressed the PCOS.
Never address it.
They gave her, what they did was they gave her one of those things where they could, you know what I'm saying, put the things on her face where it would take the hair off shortly in the short term, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave her a makeover. They gave her new clothes, new shoes, whatever like that. But they didn't address what was going on in her body, in her system. They never addressed that.
Yeah.
Me and Malik watched the video. We had this conversation. I'm like, they never addressed it. We was laughing at it, but they're not teaching y'all what's really happening and how to address it. So
these doctors are paid doctors. They're not allowed to either they don't know or they're simply not allowed to address these things. They're just there to put a band-aid on it and just to keep the audience watching. That's all they are. They're celebrity doctors. It's just what it is. You don't take these people serious. None of them are going to tell you these type of information. And what it is sometimes is Esau know the truth. They're just not telling you. And they're hoping that you don't go searching for it. That's what it is. Anyway.
They got our sisters using razors and stuff, having razor bumps. You don't have to do that if you just have the right person telling you what's going on. Anyway, go ahead.
There are certain diets that cause the hair on a woman's face to grow. And there's certain diet that eliminates that. I just want to throw that out there. When a woman is going through menopause, she loses estrogen and sisters, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention, sisters. When a woman is going through menopause, she loses estrogen and progesterone. Those are the female hormones, okay, that helps you to reproduce, okay? All right. Plant foods contains compounds called phytoestrogen. Do you see how the Most High is just wonderful here? The Most High put natural estrogen in the plants so that when a woman consumes these plants, it helps her body to produce estrogen, and helps her body to balance the hormones. Do you understand? That's why when you don't consume the foods and you consume garbage, your hormones are out of whack. Plant foods contains compounds called phytoestrogen. Phyto means plant estrogen. Consuming plant foods helps your body to maintain its estrogen levels. Your body takes these natural foods and bind them to the estrogen receptors and use them to target the tissues so they can help to balance your hormones, sisters. There are also herbal plants that has natural estrogen in them. The Most High put them there. Hold on, let me share my screen again. We're going to beat y'all over the head today. We're going to beat y'all over the head today. We're back on the website called Grassroot Botanicals. Hang on. Brothers and sisters, whenever I do these videos about health, I always like to at least offer solutions to the issues that we're discussing. I just want you guys to know that. I just want to throw that out there, okay? Okay. So we're back on the website, Grassroot Botanicals, and I'm showing the sisters what they can do, something that will help them if they're dealing with menopause, okay? Hang on, where it is. There we go. Hang on there. Here we go. There it is. All the herbs we just mentioned. I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but the herbs in here. sisters. This is called menopause support. This is something for the sisters who are going through menopause. Okay. Supports hot flashes, mood swing, irritability, hormonal imbalance. The herbs here are phytoestrogen that binds with estrogen receptors in the body to relieve the symptoms of menopause. And if you scroll down, it'll tell you some of the herbs that are in there: wild yam, black cohosh, red clover, dong quai, motherwort, blue vervain, vitex. Those are some of the herbs that are in there. Okay.
Those are the nutrients in the earth that we come from. Genesis 2:7. The Most High said, "For man from the dust of the ground." Y'all just took that literal, but it's also goes deeper than that. Everything that you need to balance yourself, to make yourself healthy, is found in the ground. It comes from the ground. That's what we're teaching y'all. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Here are some minerals to focus on, sisters, when you are going through menopause. Okay. If we don't have them on the website there, you can find them in other places. You need vitamin D. You need to spend a lot of time in the sun. And in the wintertime, you can get them in liquid form. All right. But you need vitamin D. Get out there in the sun. You need magnesium. I always recommend magnesium glycinate. You need B vitamin or B complex. It has all the B's in them, okay? B1, B2, B6, B12, all the B's. You need vitamin C. There's a lot of fruits that has a lot of vitamin C. Kiwi is very high in vitamin C. Oranges and all of that stuff, okay? You need calcium. This is for the women who are going through menopause. You need calcium. Sea moss has lots of calcium and other minerals. Zinc, iron. You need foods that are high in omega-3 fatty acid. Or you can buy some minerals, some supplement, okay? And you need herbs that supports menopause symptoms, all right? You need a menopause herbal formula, all right? Here are a list of foods that you should not embrace if you're going through menopause. Or even if you're not going through menopause. Cheese, cow's milk, or anything made from cow's milk. And in case you don't understand, cheese is a byproduct of cow's milk. You know how many times I ask people, hey, do you eat dairy? And they say no. I said, well, do you eat cheese? Yes. Well, what do you think cheese is? Are you kidding? Bread, pasta, cookies, donut, pies, pizza. You know we don't eat any of that stuff. People always ask me, well, what am I supposed to eat? There's more to life than bread and cookies and donuts and pizzas and pastries, you know. It's called plant foods. Those are the things that are not going to make you sick.
If I could, Malika, real quick.
Yes.
Because we know you done took half of their lives away. You can have bread, pasta, cookies, donuts. There are healthy options to all these things. It just requires you to actually do some research. There are healthy breads. There are healthy cookies. There are healthy so forth and so on that are not made the way the stuff that we love, the way we love, the popular stuff is made. There's stuff that's made, right? And it's for instance, right, you have something called Ezekiel bread. I know I'm going over everybody's head right now. So I can't have bread. Yeah. There's something called Ezekiel bread, which goes back to Ezekiel the prophet, but there's something called Ezekiel bread. It's still bread. It's bread made different. It's bread made a way where it's actually healthy for you to have it, and it's not going to destroy your gut. It's not going to put weight on you, so forth and so on. It's healthier for you to have it, right? So with all these things that she's taken away, there are things you can use to replace it. Back in the days when Priest Daniela was a personal trainer, when I would have clients come in, I would have them give me their shopping list, and I would replace what they eat normally with stuff that's more healthy. For instance, instead of rice, right, there are healthy replacements for rice. We know these things, right? So it doesn't mean you have to give up enjoying food. It just means you have to be more cognizant of what's healthy for you. That's what she's teaching, but most people can't receive what she's saying. You can't, because you were taught to eat unhealthy. That's all you know. You don't want to change. You know you're killing yourself, but you don't care. Go ahead, sis.
And even with the Ezekiel bread, which everything, as I always say, everything should be done in moderation. Now you tell somebody that they can go eat Ezekiel bread, and they don't go and eat a whole loaf of bread in one setting just because you tell them it's healthy. You know what I mean? Like, there's no balance. Just because we're telling you that there's a healthier bread to eat, you still have to maintain balance with it, because it's still, bread is bread, and all bread, no matter what they are, what they're called, they're all processed food. They're all processed. They may, like the Ezekiel bread, it's a little healthier than the rest of the bread, but it's still a processed food. You see what I'm saying? So even though we're telling you, okay, this is a healthier version of bread, that doesn't mean now you go and just eat 50 loaves in 1 week.
Right. Just like quinoa is better than rice. We're not telling you you should eat it every day. Still. So she's right.
Right. Pasta. There's a spaghetti squash you can replace with pasta. That's a natural pasta that the Most High put in the soil. You can still have your spaghetti sauce and whatever meal. Use spaghetti squash.
They lost. Say it again.
I know. I spoke to a sister.
A lot of y'all that love spaghetti. You love your
mac and
spaghetti
cheese
and spaghetti and your meatballs, your mac and cheese. There's something that comes from the ground called spaghetti squash. Many of y'all are already lost. Like, what? Spaghetti what? Yes, spaghetti squash. It comes from the ground.
Let's show them what's. Let me, because it's funny. I was talking to a Judah sister, and I was in Brooklyn the other day, and I ran into this Judah sister, and she was going through what I'm discussing here, the menopause, and she have some other stuff she's dealing with, the autoimmune disease. And I told her about the spaghetti squash, and she had no idea what I was talking about.
Alternatives to everything. If y'all love rice, quinoa is the replacement for rice. Many of y'all lost on that. Spaghetti squash is for y'all spaghetti that y'all eat with spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, hang on. I'm trying to, let me see if I can bring up the spaghetti here. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah, look at that. Look. Can y'all see it?
So in the middle right there, y'all can see that looks like the spaghetti y'all eat, but that's from a plant.
There we go. Look at that.
It's called spaghetti squash.
That's spaghetti. You can make your sauce and your whatever, and it's the same exact meal. Just use this right here. This is the natural plant foods. Look just like spaghetti.
All you gotta do is put y'all spaghetti sauce that y'all love so much on it, and make it with the, the ground turkey or the ground beef. If y'all still eat the ground beef, whatever, and you eat the spaghetti squash instead, you fine. But you done eliminated the actual spaghetti, which is bad for you, and you've replaced it with the plants, which is better for you. This is in y'all supermarkets that y'all go shopping in, but many of our people don't even know this exists. If we don't teach y'all this, just go to y'all local supermarket and say, "Where's the spaghetti squash?" That's it. That's all you have to do. We're trying to help y'all. I eat it all the time because I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I love spaghetti and meatballs. I love that. I love it. It's delicious. I know that. So because I love that, what am I going to do? Am I going to eat actual spaghetti? No. I know it's not good for me. So I eat the spaghetti squash, put the same spaghetti sauce on the spaghetti squash, and I eat the ground turkey instead of the ground beef. And now it's more healthy. It's really that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It's a choice though. You have to choose to do this. A lot of y'all look at me in the gym, what I do is, so forth and so on, and y'all think it's just no, it's a choice. I choose to do this. I don't have to do this. I could eat what everybody else eats, but I choose to do what I do because I know it's important, especially as I get older. I have to choose to be better, right? But I still have my taste buds. My taste buds love actual spaghetti. My taste buds love the actual ground beef that goes with the spaghetti, the meatballs, whatever, whatever. But I know I'm getting older. My body is telling me I can't eat that if I want to live longer. So what's the closest thing? I'll get the spaghetti squash, which is healthy. It comes from a plant. I'll put the spaghetti sauce on top of it so it seems the same, and I'll have some ground turkey instead. It's not hard, but you have to choose yourself to be healthier, you know. And that went above most people's heads. Anyway, that went above most of their heads. And then they're wondering why somebody said to me this week that I look like I'm in my 30s, meanwhile I'm in my 50s, because it's a choice. It's a choice. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. And I find, I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I find that when I stay away from this type of diet, I don't, the longer you stay away from this type of eating, this type of diet, you don't even want, you don't crave this type of stuff anymore. I don't, I don't eat this stuff. Bread, you come into our home, you'll never find a loaf of bread here. We don't eat bread in this house at all, right? um Pastries, donuts and pastries, sodas, and this, that, and third. We don't have that type of stuff in here. We don't eat that. And I don't know. You can change your life. There's another world out there, brothers and sisters, that you just have to introduce yourself to it. There are other cultures that are eating stuff that you've never been introduced to, and all you have to do is just go out there and introduce yourself to it, and you'll find that it's better than what you're doing. You don't have to be stuck with the same stuff. You can find new things and enjoy new things, is what we're trying to say to you. Better things. These are not foods. Pasta and cookies and donuts and what we're talking about. We're talking about things that you should stay away from, right? Pasta, cookies, donuts, sodas, Doritos, and hot Cheetos, and chips and burgers. There's literally absolutely no nutrients in these things. It doesn't matter if you cook these things at home, it's still garbage. You shouldn't be consuming these things. It does your body no good. There is zero nutrients in any of these food. There's no minerals or nutrients in any of them. So when you eat them, your body is not benefiting from any of it.
Absolutely.
These are highly processed food filled with artificial flavor, artificial color, corn syrup, white flour, white sugar, sodium, lots of sodium.
Sister Malika, we got about 10 more minutes, so keep going. But just
okay, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh boy.
Going.
All right, we're going to try and push through this quickly. So we're going to talk about the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, okay? I'm getting somewhere, sisters. I'm getting somewhere with this. What are the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland? The hypothalamus is a part of the brain that connects the nervous system and the endocrine system. The nervous system deals with your nerves, sisters. And the endocrine system deals with your hormone. So if these two systems are not functioning well, you're going to start having anxiety and depression and hormonal imbalance, okay? The pituitary and hypothalamus glands work together to regulate many crucial bodily function, including growth, metabolism, stress response, releasing and controlling your hormones. These two glands work together with the rest of the glands in your body, all right? Why is exercise essential to the hypothalamus and the pituitary glands? The hypothalamus is the command center of the brain's neuroendocrine system. When you exercise, it helps your hypothalamus to regulate energy and metabolism. When you're overweight, your hypothalamus glands become inflamed. It becomes have a lot of inflammation. This is why your hormones are off balance, because your hypothalamus gland has inflammation, right? Exercise stimulates the pituitary glands. These are glands in the brain, sisters, okay? And the hypothalamus gland release endorphin. And then now somebody's going to ask me, Sister Monica, what is endorphins? Endorphins are natural peptides or opioid peptide produced by the central nervous system that acts as pain reliever and mood boosters. They boost your moods. Endorphin release is released when you exercise, okay? When you exercise, sisters, you release endorphins. And like I said, exercise stimulates the pituitary glands and the hypothalamus to release endorphins, okay? These are feel-good chemicals, and they act as natural pain relievers and stress reducers. They improve your mood. Exercise triggers neuroplasticity, which helps to improve your nerve. When you have anxiety and depression, you are dealing with nerve problems, okay? A lack of consistent exercise disrupt hormone signaling, contributing to conditions like obesity. It also contributes to mood changes and feeling of mental instability. I hope you guys were following, as we're, moving against time. We're going to talk about dopamine. What is dopamine? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger in the brain that helps to regulate movements, motivation, reward, and pleasure. It is involved in a variety of physiological and psychological processes, including mood, memory, attention, and learning. Dopamine is produced in the nerve cells and released into the brain. Dopamine is released when we experience pleasurable activities such as exercising and other physical activities, eating, listening to music, or spending time with our loved ones. Dopamine reinforces these activities and motivate us to seek them out again. Low levels of dopamine can lead to diseases such as Parkinson's disease, anxiety and depression, mental illness, and addiction. So we must do things that encourages our body to produce dopamine. Okay?
Sister Monica.
Yes.
I feel like whatever slides you have left,
Yeah.
they should wait.
No, we're done.
It should. Okay, go ahead. Okay.
No, we're done. We're done. That's it. I kind of rushed through that. I wanted to elaborate, but no, it's all right. We're
gonna come. We'll be here every week. So yeah.
All right. Let me. If I have, I don't know if I hope. Well, not able to answer any questions.
There's no time for that right now. But I do want to put something out there before you go further.
Uh-huh.
The hypothalamus gland is also regulates attraction as well. When people are same-sex attracted, there's a problem with your hypothalamus gland because you're not supposed to be attracted. This is me saying this. Your hypothalamus gland has a lot to do with your attraction as well. When you're attracted to the same sex, there's something wrong with your hypothalamus gland as well. Whether you guys realize that or not, and there's a lot of studies on that as well. So just understand the hypothalamus gland has a lot to do with a lot of things, including attraction as well. And you're supposed to be attracted to the other sex, the opposite sex. But when you're dealing with a whole bunch of other problems, that you're dealing with, which will affect your hypothalamus gland as well, right? Then that's why you're attracted to the same sex. There's a lot of things going on there. But I believe that that's not what this class is for, but I'm just putting that out there.
You're right. The Most High don't make no mistake.
You don't make no mistakes. It's a hormonal gland, and the hormonal gland is supposed to have you attracted to the opposite sex. When you're attracted to the same sex, something is wrong. Something is wrong. With that being said, go ahead. I'm gonna allow you to end it. You can end it with the website, whatever you want to do. End it right now. All praises.
The brother, we're not talking about that dopamine, my brother. We're not talking about drugs now. We're talking about the natural dopamine that the body produces, the brain. You're talking about something totally different there, brother. No. Yeah, no. Yeah. There's a reason drugs is called dopamine, because the body, you get used to it and you love it. So it becomes, but we're not talking about drugs.
Johnny asked if you were gonna take a question. So Johnny, put your questions in the chat real quick, sis. And this is especially for you.
Yeah, I wish I had more time to kind of elaborate on the whole dopamine and the hypothalamus and all, but we've come to the end of the class. So, Sister Janae, you had a question. What's the question, hon? Let me see if I can go. I think she asked a question about the zinc. If the man sperm is low, yes. If it's a possibility that if a man's sperm is low, that he might be low on zinc, so he needs to go and do a nutrient deficiency exam. Okay. Weak sperm is linked to zinc deficiency, sis. Yes, that's the question you're asking. So the brothers need to go and have a nutrient deficiency test. Tell the doctor he needs to have that done. They'll prescribe the they'll give him a referral to go get that done.
And what I want to say is that's going to be a problem, Janae, because most men don't want to accept that they may be the problem. So what we're saying, what I'm saying, what Sister Malika is saying, but what I'm saying as the man here, for any man that's listening, you may be the problem. So you have to go get the test and you have to do what you have to do to get your zinc up. It is what it is. Like, we're not playing no games. Yes, as a man, you may be the problem. Don't assume it's the woman's the problem. If you're the problem, fix it. There are natural ways to fix it. It's not that hard.
Yeah. And you said women in their 20s and 30s that are having menopause. That's literally what we just discussed, is because that's not normal. That's a woman who her body is just completely out of balance. Her reproductive system is completely out of balance because of whatever reason. I don't, it could be a several factor. She's been on medication. She's been on birth control. Her diet is horrible. It could be a mixture of all of these things. You just never know what's going on with people. Sometimes people don't tell you how they're living, and but that's not normal. It's not normal at all. It's a lifestyle. It's somebody who have a terrible lifestyle.
if you know somebody that's going through that, recommend them to talk to her, Sister Malika, so that we can have the conversation with them, because it's probably something, especially if they're young, under 30, it's something that they're doing that we could talk to them about. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right. There's always next week. I'm sorry,
Guys,
we kind of went
real
over.
quick before we go, if there's any other questions, I have 1 minute. Men, women, if there's any other questions, put it in the chat right now before we go, because y'all like to come here late.
While we're doing that, again, the product we shared earlier, all the products we shared earlier is right here on the website here, Grassroot Botanicals, right there. You just go to this website, scroll down, and you'll see things that will help you and your family. We have something on there for the kids. We have something on there for the male and female. All right. We have the cleanse and all the other stuff that we mentioned today. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't, to Sister Janae in the chats, comments, I don't never want to hear any Israelite, especially by our beautiful Israelite sisters. I don't want to hear any sister that's an Israelite going through menopause in their 20s or 30s. Please, if y'all know of anyone that's going through that, contact Sister Malika, please. We don't want to stop our beautiful sisters from having y'all children and y'all families. Absolutely not. No, please contact us. Just like it's a little embarrassing for the brothers to contact Sister Malika, I know some sisters don't want to do it either. There's no shame here. We're all family. And if y'all know somebody, it's not you, but you know somebody that's ashamed, contact us anyway so we can contact that person. We don't want to hear that. No.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, they can call and download an app and change their voice. There's apps now where you can change your voice. I don't care who you are when you call me. So you don't have to tell me your name. I don't, so it is what, if you don't call, that's your choice, because I'm telling you right now that I don't care. You don't have to tell me who you are, where you're calling from, what your name is. I don't care. If you need help, I'm here to help you. Okay. 2 questions I'm going to answer and then I go. Sister Tahara wants to know if I'm going to finish up what I started here today. Next week. I'm going to, maybe we'll see, sis. But we'll definitely finish it up. If it's not next week, it'll be another time. Sister Wanna is asking, she says she's been taking a dropper of zinc is it too much? It might be too much, sis. That might be too much. You might be overdosing on zinc. You need to slow down there a little. Okay. Too much of one thing is no good. All right. Especially with zinc. A couple of times a week is enough. 2 to 3 times a week. I don't even take zinc every day. Yeah.
And that's because, real quick, to the sister that asked the question, that's because it's already in, if you eat meat, it's already in the meat you're eating. So you don't need to eat meat and then take zinc on top of that. That's too much. That's
well, take that much. You don't need to be taking that much.
You take that much.
It's still supplement, but that's too much.
The people that are deficient on zinc are usually people that are vegans. They don't eat no meat. A lot of them are zinc deficient, most of them. So that's what it is. Anyway, anything else real quick? Because I have to go. I have to go on my camp conference call. Anything else?
All right. No, that's it. That's it. I think we've come to the end. We'll see you guys, most I willing next week again. All right.
So one last time, share the website, show them real quick where they can go.
Yeah, I think again, you guys, by the way, our number is right here on the website. If you go to Grassroot Botanicals, the number is right there at the top left-hand corner. That's the number you call if you have questions. All right, Grassroot Botanicals, and you scroll down and you'll see products there that may help with whatever it is that you're dealing with. If you don't see anything there that you are looking for, give us a call. We'll help you find it. All right.
They see something that somebody that they love is going through. So even if they're not going through that, there's somebody that they know is going through that. So hey, call on your behalf or somebody else's behalf. We're
There
trying.
you go.
We are
For
trying
thyroid
to.
problem.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Go
Thyroid
ahead.
problem is a big problem in the Black community. Most of y'all know somebody that's suffering from lupus. Most of y'all know somebody like that. That's who we need to hear from. Let's be real. There's a lot of problems in our community. So we're telling you, if you know somebody that's going through something, tell them to contact us. We're trying to help our people. That's what we're doing.
And by the way, we have something here for both underactive and overactive thyroid. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, guys, we'll see you guys again next week on our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Make sure you guys support us. We love y'all. We put it in a lot of work. Y'all may not appreciate this right now, but trust me, as soon as somebody that you love is sick, y'all gonna be in my inbox. I already know. We already know. With that being said, it's your brother Priest Daniela, represent Lions of Israel, Maccabees TV. We're gonna hear from y'all as soon as somebody you love is sick. We already know. With that being said, we out of here. Shalom.